you mentioned a lot right there, but I'm just curious, can you give us a little insight into like what would be proper sleep posture? I don't know if anyone's ever shared that with us before.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what the research shows us is that there's four different major sleeping positions. There's supported side lying. So, first, there's two side lying positions. So, supported side lying, which is where you put a pillow underneath your top leg and you get nice and supported, get the pelvis a little bit more aligned. So, that's supported side lying. Then you have three-quarter side lying where the leg drapes over. It generally creates a little bit more misalignment in the pelvic position and the lower back. Then we have a front lying or prone lying position in sleeping. And then what happens is we also have a back lying position or supine lying position. So what the research shows us is that the prone lying position is like the worst position. So that's the worst position to sleep in. So face down, your neck's all turned and cranked and your back is arching excessively. That's really the worst position. Then the next on the kind of the negative scale is that three-quarter side lying position. And then we start to get into some of the better positions. And so for cervical health, what the research shows is supported side lying is the best. So for your neck, alignment and functionality and lack of pain is really one of the best. And then laying on your back is overall the best. Now, the thing that's interesting is that the research primarily looked at not having the cervicals properly supported when laying on the back. They didn't use any type of proper support devices in most of the research. And so what we see is the back lying position is absolutely the best, especially if the neck is supported properly, like with a very small curvature device. So something very soft that encourages a little bit of curvature in the back of the neck and you sleep on your back. That
Right.
is the best lying position. And why? Like what's really happening here is when you lie on your side, one side of your lower back is longer than the other and you have your pelvis kind of hiked up more on one side, so you're changing the alignment of the tissues on one side of your body versus the other. And then when you stay like that for hours, two things happen. The tissues actually adapt to be longer on one side and shorter on the other, and the nervous system recognizes the connection point of having longer functionality on one side and shorter. So then when you go to be more physically active, it'll encourage that same type of pattern, which then leads back to what we talked about with the lunge, which is that shear stress. So now because the body has misalignment, now you're going to carry this misalignments into other shear stress positions.